Can you walk me through the decision to ultimately choose football instead of rugby as a future?
Can you repeat that first part for me, please, again?
Yeah, just wondering what kind of rugby future you think you could have had if you stuck to the rugby.
Before I went back to football, my senior year, I had a chance to go play in Europe for a club team out there. But I had to talk with my mom and my family. The best interest was to finish my education and to see where NFL or football will take me down my career, and it was just a better option for me to pursue this. And there's a lot of futures from rugby that I transition into football and the way I play, and I think a lot of that comes from when I played rugby, the way that I move for my size and play my game.
Leki, Craig Fouy with ABC here in Phoenix. Two parts. One, where does Leki come from? And number two, you've dreamt about being in the draft for years, and then you get there and it's a virtual draft, and now you're in the NFL, but it's all virtual meetings. What's that been like for you?
So Leki, that is Tongan for Alex, and I believe most people don't know that my first name is George, and Alexander is in my middle name, and Leki is short for Alex. So friends and family have been calling me that since I was little, and it kind of grew on me, all the way till now. And most people just know me by Leki, but my first name is George. And what was the second part of your question?
Was just about what you dream about being in the draft for years and years, and then you get there and it's a virtual draft, and then you're in the NFL, but it's all virtual meetings right now. What's that like for you mentally, emotionally?
For me, I try to treat it as much as it's not. Just having the feeling of being drafted, a couple weeks ago, and now being part of a team and actually doing these visual meetings with the coaches, everything. I still treat it as if there was nothing going on, and try to make it as positive as I can for my experience so far.
Next three questions will be Scott Bordeaux, Kevin Zimmerman, Mark McClune.
Leki, kind of looking on the internet, I've seen some highlights of your rugby days. It looked like you were just plowing through people that maybe were half your size sometimes. Do you have a favorite rugby story? Did you ever hear some funny comments from people who thought we got no chance bringing that guy down because of his size and speed?
I try not to focus, on what some people will say about that. But just knowing myself and my work ethics and everything with rugby, I know that it helped me a lot transitioning into football with everything that I've known from my coaches till now, and it's only going to go up from here for me.
Background and going into college, you were listed at 255 pounds, and early in your career there were talks about changes. I'm just wondering if you feel like you have a lot more room to grow just learning interior of the defensive line, and if you feel like you have a lot of things to learn there.
Can you repeat the first half of your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just your position kind of changed throughout college early in your career. I'm just wondering if you feel kind of new at the interior of the defensive line and that kind of thing.
In high school, I was being recruited to Utah as a defensive end. But when I got there, my freshman year, I put on some weight. So that's when I moved inside, played D tackle. But now, where I feel at, I feel pretty comfortable playing inside, anywhere inside. And, I feel like Utah helped me understand and learn my position and how to do my job at my best for the team. And, going into this new career for me, I feel like, with the vets and the coaching staff, I feel like they're just going to elevate my game. From the past 4 years, I've been here at Utah, but they're going to help me elevate my skills and, open up new areas that I haven't, unleashed yet. So, I'm super excited, to start on that in person with them and just get better in my game.
Hey, Leki, just curious, with the amount that you carried the ball as a rugby player, how much does that help you as a defender, knowing how to knowing inside the head of a offensive player that's running with the ball?
It's similar and different at the same time. In rugby, there's most likely a chance that you can't, always juke or get away from the defender, so you have to run through them. And in football, the ball carrier, his job is try to avoid as much people as he can. But it definitely helps me understand from from the defensive side to understand the ball carrier's job and to make it easier on me on where to hit them. Just telling them or seeing at the way that they're carrying the ball, and imagining myself, what would I do in those situations, and definitely helps me out with that on the defensive side.
All right, next three questions will be Kyle Odegaard, Jess Root, Catherine Fitzgerald.
Leki, you really exploded, it seemed like, as a junior in college. In the 2 years prior, you were trying to figure it out a little bit. Was there ever a point where you second-guessed choosing football? Did you ever think, like, hey, maybe I should have done rugby as more of my path?
No. Once I made my transition back to football, there wasn't really any regret for it. I feel like playing the sport and going back into it, I feel like I done better at this sport. Just not knowing what could have happened. But for me, I believe that everything happens for a reason. And during my last 2 years, I felt like one of the main reasons why I came back to the school my senior year was trying to just learn more about my position and try to better it in a way to present myself to this next level, and knowing that I haven't really unlocked everything yet, but once I get in with the team, the coaching staff, and the vets, I feel like they're gonna help me exploit those areas.
Hey, Leki, since you've been drafted, have you been able to reach out to any of your new teammates, or have your teammates reached out to you? We talked to Richard, who said that he'd already been in contact with Corey Peters. Who have you been able to reach out to? What conversations have you had with your new teammates?
I've been trying to see the right time to reach out to my teammates, especially the vets, just to get to know them and, ask questions. We're learning the playbook and everything. But one of the guys that I talked to recently is one of my old teammates, Kylie Fitz. He's, really excited to have one of his boys down there, and I'm excited to see him down there. But, having that relationship that we had here at Utah and knowing that I have one of my old teammates there, it's going to definitely help with the move down there. And also, with him being there already, having the relationship with the other guys, I feel like it's going to help me, build that relationship with them and everyone else in the D-line room and on the entire team, for when I get down there and start up with them.
Leki, kind of piggybacking off of that, since getting to know teammates is usually something, you'll do like dinners or do things in person. How are you reaching out to some of the vets and older guys? Is it social media, or what's that process like, getting to know them?
Yeah, just do social media right now, with everything that's going on. But also during this time, I'm trying to play, catch up to their level. We're trying to understand the playbook first. But, if I have any questions, I reach out to my D-line coach and, explain to them if I have any problems here and there, and if I have any issues with anything or questions about anything, regardless football. I make sure I talk to my old teammate Kylie and try to get more fits from him, and sooner or later I'll be talking to everyone else and trying to getting to know everyone else also.
We will wrap it up with the final 3 questions. Bob McManaman, Bruce Cooper, Craig Fooey.
Hey, Leki, take us. It's a dirty job up front. Take us through what it's like lining up over a center, over a guard, and taking on all that nonsense. What's that like? Describe it for us.
For me, just being part of a team and understanding the scheme and my job in that scheme. For me, I have no fear, lining up against, a center or a guard and, beating up 2 or 3 guys at once. To me, I think the best feeling out of that is when I do my part, my job, and I see my other teammates next to me or behind me, make the big play, and just understanding my role, contributing to that big play. And, I feel like that's the best feeling that I get on the field is doing my job and, seeing my other teammates, make plays, but also, times where, I need to, get mines in. But I think that's the best feeling to me is, the hard work that we put up front, to help everyone else in the back and just understanding our job.
Leki, the Cardinals have really struggled in finding a defensive playmaker since on the line since losing Calais Campbell about 3 years ago. Not sure if you know who he is, but can you be a difference maker on the line for this defense that's really starving to find a run stuffer?
No, I feel like, if I just play my game and with the help of the coaching staff and, the experience of the vets to help me out in the trenches in this new game for me, I feel like, I'm going to help the defense a lot with, already knowing what I bring to the table, and then also having the help of the coaching staff and some of the vets, unleash some of those other areas where I need improvement on. And, having that, I feel like I'm going to be, a key player on their defense to help them get out some of the problems that they have these past few years.
Hey, Leki, Craig Fooey again. We talked to Richard last week. He said, he's been through some talent shows and he tried a Michael Jackson song, got booed off the stage. We know about your rugby. We know about football. Do you have any hidden talents maybe that you could show us in the rookie talent show or anything like that?
Most of my stunts that I do it's mostly private or with friends. But going into this new career, I feel like it's time to get it out there and have all the boys and just everyone have a good time. But I think I'm going to have something special for them